All right, welcome to Coffee and Chat. This is my new series. If you have any questions for me or topics you want me to challenge or discuss, leave them in the comments below. But right now I've got one because it happened this morning, so I want to talk about it. If you're new here, I'm Nikki. I'm a homeschool mom to an only child in 4th grade. And my 4th grader this morning decided to not be in a really decent mood, and it kind of affected the way that we attempted to do school today. So I want to talk about moods. I want to talk about expectations. I want to talk about just like the all around general how you handle those types of situations in your homeschool, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. So this morning, she seemed like she was in a good mood. We had like what I call like a reading hour, even though it's not typically for an hour, but I've been trying to change our read aloud time, which used to be at night before bed, to our morning time, first thing in the morning, because I feel like then we could really get it done, get it, check off the box that we read today. And I feel like it's much easier to just start off our day, and then it kind of warms us up, and usually that's the case except today. So when I come across like a bad attitude or just like an all around kind of meh mood, I really start to question and wonder what is driving it? B, can we solve it? Can we turn it around? Or is this going to affect like our entire day? And I try to ride that wave because I think it's important to try to solve it, obviously, and try to turn around our day. But she was clearly tired this morning, and I could tell that she woke up earlier than normal, and it was one of those situations where I had to go, okay, is it worth pushing school and getting it done knowing that she's likely not going to learn what we're doing today? I struggle with this balance because, a lot of people might say, oh, well, then you're not setting your kid up in the future to be able to handle things like work environments and going, well, I'm not in a good mood today, so I don't get to do my work. And while, yes, that is a true statement, like they have got to learn how to do that, but do they need to learn how to be that way at 10 years old, 9 years old, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 2nd grade? I'm not so sure that needs to happen this early on. Now, if your kid is struggling on a consistent basis and this is like an everyday excuse, they're trying to get out of school, they're not in a good mood on purpose or whatever it may be, then that's like a whole other different scenario. I then feel like at some point you have to figure out what is going on and you have to change something. Like something's not working and it has to be changed, or you need to take a break. Maybe your child is explaining to you that they need a break, and it's okay to take a break. It's okay to know that like some part of what's happening isn't working. It's okay to just go, maybe we're burnt out a little bit. Maybe we need a couple days where we're gonna play some games or go out and take some field trips or whatever that may be. It's okay to take those breaks to then come back and have those good attitudes and good behaviors and wants and needs for school. But if it's just like a one-off, like, hey, I woke up super early, I am not feeling this day, I struggled with forcing her to complete her tasks, because I truly think when a child is mentally not present because they're not having a good day, that they're likely not going to learn anything. They're not going to retain it. They're not going to be in the mood to retain it, let alone it's not the best time. So that's kind of what happened today. I didn't push it. I didn't force it. and we are just moving along. I did write her a list, and if she decided to tackle it, that was her decision. But I wasn't like requiring it for today, and I made that very, very clear. So she went and lay down, and I'm hoping that she takes a nap. Anyways, so I'm curious how you guys handle behavior and moods and these types of things that disrupt the day. When you have the opportunity to homeschool, I think we get so worked up thinking that one day is going to be the end of the world. If we don't do school that day, that one day is going to be, oh my God, we're not doing enough, and we're going to fall into this pattern of not doing enough. And I don't think that's the case at all. I think if it's one day, it could be really hard for you to just be like, okay, we might have a busy schedule this week and we should be getting things done, but it's okay to just not do it. We're not going to fall behind. We're not going to get into a bad pattern or routine unless you know your kid. If you know your kid is onto something and they're going down the path of you can't come back from, then that's different. But I don't think it's talked about enough that like sometimes like public school is so often what is in our head when it comes to what our expectations are for the day. What we're supposed to be doing, how much we're supposed to be doing, how much time we're supposed to be spending. And we're forgetting that we are homeschooled. We are forgetting that we can be flexible. We are forgetting that there's nobody holding something to us that's saying you have to do X, Y, and Z. There is always going to be time that we could pick this up. A public school can't go, oh, we can't do this today. Can you guys come back on Saturday so we can pick up where we left off? No, they can't do that because nobody's going to do that. No one's going to come in on a Saturday. It's probably not even legal, first of all. But we can. We as homeschoolers have the privilege to go, you know what, we're having an off day. Maybe if we're having some free time on Saturday, we could pick that up. Or scratch it all together. We'll just catch up when we catch up. We have that freedom. We have that flexibility, and it is okay to be flexible. We are probably one of the most when I started, I was not flexible at all because I was like, oh my God, we have to get this done. And that should have been the time when I was most flexible because we were in kindergarten when we started this journey. And so now I'm totally flexible. And we shift and move things around as needed, like all the time. And I know and she knows that we both have the same expectation that we're not going to make a habit of things like this though. And we are going to get our stuff done when we need to get it done for the most part. But yeah, so I'm curious, what do you do when your kid has a bad attitude, a bad mood? Do you not do school that day? Like, how do you handle those types of situations? I want to know your thoughts. Leave them in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video.